bought this Harley at an auction. Got it pretty cheap. It was laid over. I'll show you what's wrong with it. Welcome to Mountain Man's Garage, where we're broken. So is the car. Come and listen to my story about Mountain Man Garage, a poor mountaineer who likes to work on cars. He has a wife and kids that'll make him walk the line. If you've got a rusty car, he'll fix it every time. Oil leaks, that is. Rust and mold. Watch and see. There you go. So it doesn't look too awful bad. Nothing's really wrong with this side other than it bent this peg and these a little bit. This here broke off. A little bit of scuff there, scuff there. That peg's pretty good. It did knock off the throttle body and bent the handlebar. So I got some stuff to maybe fix this up. So I bought me a kind of alligator style leather seat for it. New set of handlebars. New push rod covers. And there, as you can tell, it's bent pretty bad. The other ones look pretty good, so I'm just going to have to change that one. But these things are high if you buy them. I got these off eBay. I got them pretty cheap, $50 for the whole set. Comes with the push rods and the push rod covers. I got this off eBay. New throttle body. Well, it's not new, it's new to me, but I think that was $120, which I thought was really cheap. Got a crash bar. Also, what that is yet. Got some new LED turn signals. So, see what we can't get done with this thing. I don't even know if it'll run. It is a 2018 Harley XL 1200 48. I think all that's just gonna clean right off. It does have one ding in the gas tank right there. Looks like where the handlebar come back around and hit it, maybe, I don't know. Right there is a ding. It's not too bad, man. I had to take this to a machine shop and have them weld it. What it done was, it used to look like this. But when it hit that, it knocked that whole bolt out and this whole chunk of this thing right here just broke off. So I took this and had it welded in there. And then once I get the breather on, this just holds the breather on. And once I get it on, I'm going to cut it off to where it'll end up even with it. And we're going to hope that's going to work. Let's take this seat off. Ugh. finally. All right, so we're gonna pull this off. Set it out of the way. Already got that off. And what you have to do to this is you twist it a few times and then you push up on it, and then this will just pull right out. Now we got to pull this vent hose off. Then we just got to take this off. Maybe. Golly. Holy crap. That thing's hot. You see that Loctite? Man, that's some good stuff. I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's up. So I finally got this out, and it was a bear. I mean, it was, you know, way too small of a space there to get that out, but it did come out. So it was just really hard. I had to twist it every way. So if you're doing this, you know, don't give up. It will come out. It's just pinched in there. All right, so I downloaded this manual. You're probably going to need this because it has the torque sequence for all this, and there's actually a removal procedure that you have to turn it like an 1/8 at a time on a cross pattern. So we'll figure that out in a minute, and we're going to go ahead and try to start taking this off. After a lot of research, you do have to remove the head on this to get down there to it, so to get it out. But we'll find out for sure. Okay, so the instructions said that we got to take off these little screws. That's the first order of business, is to take these off. Man, I tell you, That'll make you madder than a centipede on a hot rock. So what I used to take them off was a 7/16. All right, this is a 1/2 inch. And we're gonna remove these rocker covers, and you're only supposed to go an 1/8 to a 1/2 turn at a time. Yeah. All right, you gotta do it in the cross pattern. So we come over here. Do it a turn. Then we go over to here. Turn. And back over to here. Right, all of them's unstuck. Now we just gotta go back and forth, turn at a time, until we get them all done. When I was 18, I bought a little Honda Rebel 250, and I was driving that thing all over the place. I hauled one of my buddies on it one time. He weighed about, I think he weighed about 220, 230. You know, I weighed about 150, and I hauled him all the way to Springfield, Missouri, which is about 2 or 3 hours from here. On there, everybody thought it was ridiculous, but hey, what are you gonna do? And then another time I had that same bike. I rode off the backside of this mountain here, and it's like a goat trail. And I rode that 250 off of there, and I was doing great, coming off the rocks and everything. Got halfway down it, and I hit a bunch of sand. And when I hit that sand, the bike just kind of slid into it and just laid over. I picked it up and went on down, but people thought I was crazy for trying to do that anyway, but because those Honda Rebels, the tires are street tires, you know, they're a street bike or a cruiser. I've owned bikes my whole life, you know, dirt bikes, and then when I was 18, I got my first cruiser, and me and a good friend of mine, he died about 10 years ago, but we used to ride everywhere. We went to Daytona, Bike Week, Bikes and Blues in Fayetteville, everywhere. Every time we would go places, we would take those bikes with us. You know, just riding them. Every time we'd go somewhere, we'd ride a bike. I mean, if it wasn't snowing and rain, you know, heavy rain, we was riding. I rode 6 hours in 30-degree weather with just a t-shirt on one time because it turned off cold. I had no idea it was going to turn off cold. And let me tell you, I was frozen by the time I got home. Probably not the best idea for somebody with cystic fibrosis, lung disease. I don't know. I was young and dumb. All right, looks like all those are where I can just take them out now. All right, I got me a little system rigged up here. So I'll put these in here, that way I can tell where they go. All right, so I just took this out of this back one here. Now that's gonna be the back. So we're gonna place it in the back of this tray. Then we're gonna pull out, gonna move this rocker cover a little bit just to get a hold of it. If I could get a hold of it. There we go. All right. So, this little ball, I don't really see any difference of the, that one's got a hole, that one's got a hole. Now this was on top, so I'm gonna put it to the front. This side is always gonna be the top. Now let's see if we can pull this rocker cover off. Remember, don't forget your cord. All right. Now that's how that goes. So therefore, we're gonna set it just like it goes, like that. Yeah, the head has to come off. There's no way to do that. So here is the head. And that goes into the head, so we're gonna have to take these off. We'll have to pull that out. All right, so it says we gotta use a 1/2 inch 12-point socket. So it says to remove these in this sequence right here. The back one on this side is first. Quarter of a turn. Quarter of a turn. Then we go to the ones in the middle, back first. Alright, we're going to take these off. Need a 1/2 inch for this to get these off. We gotta have these off to remove this head. I should have already taken them off, but I'll tell you what, I always say if brains was lard, I probably couldn't even grease a pan sometimes. I'm going to spray some of this liquid wrench on those because I do not want to break those. So that one comes off, but we don't need that one off. We just need this one off. Take this muffler bracket off. That was great. Okay, I think we can get that out of there now. Yeah. There we go. There was the problem. I had it straight. I bought this whole kit here, and we just need one of these tubes. You know, that may be. That needs cleaned, for sure. Look at that. Needs to be really, really clean. We got that all cleaned up. Get these in. Now there should be a seal up there, and there he is. Get those shoved down in there. Okay. All right, we're gonna get this head back down on there. Just gotta make sure these line. Gotta make sure these line up. Now we gotta put these head bolts back in. These go in the middle. So these go on the outside. These longer ones go in the middle. We're just going to get these snug. Is here. Tighten it a little bit. A little bit more. There. A bit there. Now it's time for a torque wrench. Alright, so it says we got to tighten this down in sequence to 120 inch-pounds. Start right here. There's 120. 120. 120. 120. Let's go over them one more time. There's that. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. All right. Now there's our 120. Then we got to go to 15 foot-pounds. All right, so after reading online a little bit, instead of doing the 90-degree turn thing, I'm going to go ahead and do the 42 foot-pounds. They said it was a little bit easier to do this. I'll go back, do them one more time just to make really for sure. All right, the head's torqued. All right, we need to put this in first. And I've cleaned this gasket off and kind of got it stuck to the underside of it right now. Gasket looked perfect, and I don't have one, and I'm pretty freaking broke, so let's just go with it. I can always pull it off, put another one on it if it leaks. All right, we got to do these now to 22 foot-pounds. That's taking a lot. Okay, that's 22. Now, you gotta make sure that we can turn these with our fingers. I think that's turning. Well, let's see what it does. We're just gonna turn it barely. It's going down, it's going up. That's up, and that's it, and that's gonna work. Now we need to go ahead and make sure the torque is right. That one's right. That's right. That's right. Now we got to do our 3 small bolts. And it says 150, 135 to 155. So let's go to 155. Okay, I'll do the front one first. We do the middle one. And we go back and make sure they're tight. I'll tell you what, when we get this bike done, it's going to be about as much fun as listening to an old blue tick ball at a coon. Hopefully it sounds about as good too. So these two take the same amount of torque as the middle ones, which is 135 to 155 inch-pounds. All right, we got 155 inch-pounds on these. There's that one. All right, 155 on these two little screws. All right, so this has got a screw broke off in it, but luckily My one that I got from eBay has one on it. So these just pinch right off. You pinch on the top of it and wiggle it. It comes right off. Now, if we can figure out how to get this out of there, we'll be good. Now we're taking the injector bracket off. There we go. All right, now the injector bracket is on. Now we need to put this back in with this on it. We also need these. Just pry these off of there. All right, I hooked this up. And we got this right here, which is off of the old one that got busted off. All right, let's put these in. Oh yeah, I gotta hook the dang cable system back up. All right, hooking this up. All right, so everything's back together. Everything, I did charge the battery up. Tell you what, these new Harleys, I hadn't owned a Harley. The last one I owned was like a 2001, and it didn't have all this fancy key fob stuff. So, you know, it was harder than braiding a horse's tail during fly season to figure out how to start this thing for an old school guy like myself. So you have to have these in your pocket or right next to it, and then you have to hit this button here, and that turns it on. Come on here, and then it says enter pin, and then you gotta hit this one, and then skip to the next one with your right hand, and I'm hitting the turn signals, and I'll show you my pin because I really don't care. I'm gonna change it anyway. And I had to enter all of this, and first of all, I had to set that all up and enter a new pin, reset it. And, you know, I'm just like, whatever happened to the day where you just stick a key in, turn it on, hit the button, and go? Like, that seems simpler than all that mess. I guess maybe it'll help keep it from getting stolen. Who knows? Anyway, now it's ready to start. So I am really hoping that this is put together all right, because I don't want to have any problems with this thing. Oh yeah! It's like a little bit of oil. That there is probably Yeah, that there's gonna start to smoke because I got that. That there's gonna start to smoke because I got that oil on it. But yeah, I think it's gonna run good. I think it's gonna be a good bike. Let's see if we can't get it to back together and take it for a spin. Hey, Mabel. Ready to go tree some coons, huh? You ready to go tree some coons? We like to do crazy stuff here on Mountain Man Garage. The professional hillbilly use black tape. Magic, baby. Now guess. Oh, use a pair of Harbor Freight channel locks to tighten up a spark plug. Because if the gas tank ain't pretty, then basically the whole car is just trash. Seemed like somebody told me one time not to put electronic stuff in water. Get away from me. Oh, I can hear that. That just sounds amazing.
Does that mean I get to drive?
Yeah. As soon as I get this baby out of here, it's gonna be donut time. If you ever wanted to do donuts on a mule, just get on the back of them and let them roll over with you a couple times. If you can hang on, then you're a real cowboy. Now gas it. Oh, and be sure and get your crayons. Scribble something down in that comment box. And remember, America, every day. Oh, say, can you see? Well, this sucks. I mean, we are shafted right in the